The Outer Worlds 2 is almost here, and I am excited because this thing is gonna be a disaster. Gameplay, zero. Roleplay, absolutely zero. Kooky, wacky guns that shoot cancer and confetti and level up with you that no one asked and no one wants? Yes. Yes, that's actually the whole game, by the way. It's kooky, wacky guns that do stuff and probably get boring really fast because obviously the first game failed because, well, the first game didn't fail, but it failed in the hearts of many because it needed more guns. Yeah, the developers of the Outer Worlds 2 are completely clueless. They're doubling down on things that literally no one asked. And so far, the most roleplay elements that we have seen in this game is choosing. Do you want to open the door with your hands because you strong? Or do you want to hit them with a wrench and then they magically open because you smart? God, this game is going to be such a disaster. It's gonna put bread on the table for weeks, boys. Okay, let me tell you that this is the new Starfield. This is gonna be worse than Starfield somehow. It's gonna be great. The amount of people who are excited for the Outer Worlds 2 at this point, almost non-existent. Did you play Avowed? Did you see Avowed? Well, it's by exactly the same people. And it's bad. It's bad. Avowed was absolute garbage. It was pure shit, okay? Nothing about that game was good. It was a vogue jumbled mess, and so is this. The small bits and pieces of dialogue that we have seen for this game are like where the developers are, okay, so you have dialogue options. If you want, you can answer stupid. And then you read the stupid options and it's like I would not pick any of these. All of these stupid answers are stupid, yes, but completely nonsensical, and no one wants to pick any of them. Boys, when you have a role-playing game, if you have Baldur's Gate 3, everyone loved it because it was amazing, because every situation had dialogue options that you wanted to click. You wanted to press them because that was what you would at least vaguely think about answering in a situation like that. Something resonated with you. But in the Outer Worlds too, nothing resonates. It's like Avowed, where you have all of these options and none of them resonate, none of them do anything, and the special options literally don't impact anything. Man, I am so excited for this.
So yes, Outer Worlds 2 is on the horizon, releasing on October 29th and in early access on October 24th. And yes, it's launching day one on Game Pass for those of you that...
In before all of the Xbox fanboys are like, no, Game Pass is doing great. Obviously, mandatory bi-weekly announcement that Game Pass is super profitable, obviously. But, you know, the reason why the numbers don't look so big, it's because everyone's playing on Game Pass. And then we look at Microsoft's official Xbox numbers, and the game doesn't even breach top 150 played. And on Xbox, where literally no players exist, the 10th most played game is barely 10k at the best of days of players online at the time. Oh boy. And sometimes it's even as low as 2. And when your new game doesn't even breach the top 150. Oof.
Actually kept your Game Pass subscription after the recent price hike, but yes, there's only been a few lucky souls that have gotten to play a very new build of the game before its release. So what did they have to say about the game so far? Now, if you remember the first Outer Worlds,
the people who got to experience this are probably on a list.
You know, it had charm, the witty writing, the corporate dystopia, the colorful art direction, but
witty writing, eh?
Also had some limits. Despite this, Outer Worlds is a franchise that has...
I mean, as far as I know, the Outer Worlds 1 had limits. Like, one of the biggest, if not the biggest, downfall of the Outer Worlds 1 was it was the safest shit ever. They took zero risks with writing.
a very large cult following, and for good reason. And Obsidian seems to know this too, because early impressions show they're going all in this time around. Deeper RPG systems, smoother combat, actual factions that matter, new biomes to explore, and believe it or not, a full third-person mode after fans demand.
By the way, I absolutely love when they say new biomes to explore, and this is what you see. A completely nonsensical moss overgrown place with different colors. None of this makes sense. None of this looks real. Everything looks lame. Like, what the hell is the point of this? Literally avowed, by the way.
Explore, and believe it or not, a full third-person mode after fans demanded it. We're talking about all of it in great detail today, but there's also some major concerns. The usual caution applies with RPGs in their early hours or honeymoon phase. The opening hours can be stellar, then lose their polish and charm later in the game. And yes, we're taking a look at yet again another Unreal Engine 5 game. Will this impact performance overall? And can Obsidian actually deliver the massive choice?
Can an Unreal Engine 5 game be non-stuttery garbage? Well, probably, but this is probably also not the time.
Voice-driven RPG they're promising, or will end up feeling like the first game with a shinier coat of paint. So today, we're diving into what people are saying so far, what they're excited for, what's worrying, and whether or not the Outer Worlds 2 might just be one of the best RPGs of 2025.
I mean, we're watching a Extra Life's video, boys. At the end of the day, this is pure cinema.
As always, no story spoilers here, just early impressions. Let's jump in. So yeah, right away, early hands-on impressions are calling the Outer Worlds 2 a major leap in gameplay feel. Movement, shooting, and player choice all feel sharper and more confident this time around. One of the biggest things people notice is how much better the gunplay in particular feels. Faster weapon swapping, more responsive hit detection, and a punchier feedback across the board. Even the sound design and recoil animations make the weapons feel live now. Journalists pretty much unanimously agree, saying they were surprised by how...
journalists, did they make it out of the tutorial stage, or what are we talking about? How many DSPs are these journalists worth at this point?
Fluid and modern the combat felt, especially compared to the first game's slower, more chunkier pace. Now, stealth and dialogue also have gotten major upgrades. Enemies now have more awareness, patrols react more realistically, and there are multiple ways to approach every encounter. You could brute force your way in, sneak through vents, or talk your way out of a fight entirely. You can even play the entire game as a pacifist. Now, one demo had players infiltrating a corporate data...
This probably sounds good. Oh, you can dock your way out, or you can infiltrate two vents. Bro, it's gonna be lame, it's gonna be boring, it's gonna be bad, okay? This is not gonna be like, oh, you can do this. No, every house is just gonna have a very visible, right there next to the main entrance ventilation duct that you can go into and sneak if you want. That's what it's gonna be. This is gonna be Starfield's companion system, where it's like, you know, you Minecraft a bunch of villagers, and Saturn's like, how could you do this? I'm no longer gonna be your friend, me. And you're like, well, time to just speech check her into forgetting that this ever happened. that's gonna be these systems. I put absolutely zero faith.
Facility and
also, by the way, boys, do you know what I do put faith in? Liking this video right now and hyping it up on a mobile device. It takes less than a second, and thank you for everyone who does it. I greatly appreciate it. It impacts the channel, and it's a good thing. So thank you if you do it. And if you think that this stuff is important that we talk about, if you want other people to not get tricked into buying this slop fiesta, then definitely like the video right now and hype it up. And thank you for everyone who does it. Truly, thank you.
Depending on your build, you could either hack a terminal to release poison gas, convince the guard to stand down, or just blow a hole through the front door. It's that classic Obsidian design philosophy. Every skill tree is a path forward. Now, while stealth is a viable option, there have been some noticeable opinions about the lack of stealth kill animations. Some would say what is here is pretty bare bones for a sequel when it comes to these kill animations, with no diverse animations for stealth kills, which would have been really nice. Even still, it's going to be a lot of fun building building out a stealth character, and Obsidian did note to Mortissimal Gaming that yes, they do plan on updating things post-launch. Let's hope that this is one of those things. And yes, tactical time dilation also returns, but it now lives inside a broader gadgets framework. Tactical time dilation is one slot. Other gadgets can replace it or complement it. There's some cool gadgets dedicated specifically to stealth, by the way. And yes, double jump boots are in, introducing real verticality without breaking the game. You could reach rooftops, flank from above, discover discrete routes.
Ah, these are your diverse sidekicks. All of them are black. And most of them are gay. 10 out of 10.
And discover some really cool secrets. It's a nice option to have. And character creation also feels a lot deeper than the first game. There's over 90 perks plus background and traits that shape your story and interactions. Want to play as a smooth-talking ex-corporate spy who's terrified of heights? Go for it. One delightful example here, a professor background paired with brilliant and dumb traits. Combining these two traits really opens up some very unique dialogue options on top of the standard dumb options, which already opens silly or subversive out in conversation. Traits like witty can even influence
I'm not gonna lie, when you're listening to this, is this just a script? Is he reading just a script from whoever is making Obsidian? Because it kind of feels like it. This feels just this feels like a BP oil spill.
Action baselines, for example, helping you avoid falling below neutral, and that immediately shifts how the world treats you. Or maybe you'd rather be a blunt melee-focused outlaw who can barely form a sentence,
this is
but
the
can
confetti
bash
gun.
open any locked door. Now, the flaw system also returns with some big upgrades. If you take too much radiation, for example, you can permanently gain a phobia in exchange for bonus perk points. It's risky but fun, and fans of the first game will love.
We talked about we have actually talked about everything. The negative trait system is ass. No one likes this. By the way, this is a trait. You can literally choose to take this because if you stare at the sun too much. And this is how your games are gonna be. No one's gonna choose this. No one's gonna like this, okay? And that 1 out of a million people who actually do like this and would consider doing this, it's like, is it even worth it? No, of course not.
It's risky but fun, and fans of the first game will love that Obsidian is doubling down on personality-driven builds. They're no longer cute debuffs you take for points, you build around them, overprepared being a perfect example. If you habitually reload before empty, the game notices and offers a flaw that jacks up your magazine size, but wrecks your damage if you ever hit 0. Suddenly you're planning reload cadence, slotting perks that refill mags on crit, and modding for mag size. But not everyone is convinced just yet. Some early
that's not a build. That's just a bunch of passives that work together and are brokenly good. And even if you don't have that, you can still take the rest of the stuff and it's still good. This is not a build. This is just accidental synergies, technically.
Questions mentioned that the opening missions still feel familiar, almost too much like the original Outer Worlds, but hey, some of you guys might actually celebrate this. The quest design is tighter, sure, but you can tell Obsidian is easing players in before unleashing the deeper mechanics. The real question is whether the late game systems, the full faction politics, branching paths, and moral dilemmas actually deliver the new Vegas level of consequence the team keeps teasing. Now, a lot of the early reviews are calling...
Listen, they tease new Vegas type of stuff, by the way, in the first Outer Worlds. And guess what? People were not happy. Remember? By the way, they got eviscerated for this. Obsidian got absolutely eviscerated because at the start, everything that you saw about the Outer Worlds 2 was some kind of promotion saying, from the creators of Fallout New Vegas, from the studio that made Fallout New Vegas, from Fallout New Vegas into Fallout New Vegas. And then they just completely cut this off. They stopped trying to do this. I don't know why. Maybe Bethesda had something to say about that. I don't know. But... well, Todd Howard was probably pissed. Well, you say the words New Vegas and Todd literally goes into rage. But still, they stopped saying this. So the fact that this is accidentally being said is probably not a good thing because they don't want to be compared to New Vegas because they know that they cannot live up to that. Also, all the people who made Fallout New Vegas are long gone. The collective consciousness that made New Vegas into the absolute ginormous juggernaut success and legacy thing that we especially I still talk about constantly is gone. And everyone knows this is not going to be New Vegas. Everyone knows that they're lying when they say that, oh, this is going to be the New Vegas stew. Ha ha ha. No, it's not. No, it's not. Why are you lying? Everyone knows you're lying.
Outer Worlds 2, safe but promising so far, and honestly that's not a bad thing. The first game already nailed tone and humor, so Obsidian's clearly decide to refine rather than reinvent. The dialogue is still dripping with corporate sarcasm, the companion banter feels sharper, and the environments look stunning.
Oh, I hate that so much. Oh, capitalism bad.
Jungles, neon cities,
The first game's story's capitalism bad was already a pretentious joke at best.
and wastelands. This is the most visually diverse game Obsidian has ever built. But we're also going to have to talk a little bit about performance here in a moment, so stick with me. But we also got to talk about, yes, that third-person mode, because it's actually made its way into the sequel, but with some caveats. The team actually admitted they hadn't planned on including it until fan demand got so loud that they changed their course 2 years into development. Now it's fully playable in either first or third person, and previewers are saying that the transition does feel natural. It's not just a camera toggle, by the way. Animations, aiming, and movement were built around it, which makes exploration in particular feel more cinematic. With that being said, some animations still look wonky from third person, especially when crouching. Now, Obsidian did know they hope to update the animations in the future, but the big
guys, a rainbow sword!
question being is how many of you are really going to be playing in third person view 100% of your playthrough. I will admit it's going to be nice seeing your customized character, and having that option is always nice, and I love that they've done this, but I think this game is primarily meant to be played in first person. Let me know how you guys feel. Still, some worry that the game might be leaning too heavily on its comfort zone. The structure, humor, and pacing still feel very Outer Worlds 1, which could disappoint players expecting something radically new, but others argue that this is exactly what we want. The New Vegas devs doing what they do best.
Who the hell is arguing that? There were not a lot of fans left after the Outer Worlds 1.
Clever writing, branching choices,
Clever.
and worlds full of moral gray areas. It's familiar, yes, but in the same way your favorite sci-fi show coming back for a new
The world is not filled with great choices. That's, by the way, a blatant lie, because the whole message of this game is, by the way, capitalism bad. Well, at least of the second one. Well, the first one was also that, but the whole message is like super on point capitalism bad. So it's not a bunch of morally gray choices. It's just anything involving a corporation is supposed to be bad.
Season familiar, the tone is back, and that's what matters. Now, the big narrative hook this time centers around the colony world of Arcadia, a corporate-owned planet being torn apart by rival factions and strange rift anomalies. Now, the corporations are still the stars of the show. There's plenty of new mega brands that have stepped up to fight over what's left from the Outer Worlds 1. The team did confirm that factions play a bigger role than ever. Your decisions now truly affect their power.
Did you see it? It's the yellow dot. It's the yellow dot because players stupid.
Play out, and even the ending you get. It's clear Obsidian took lessons from New Vegas to heart. You could betray groups, ally with others, or wipe entire organizations off the map if you want to. And companions also feel more reactive. They comment on your choices mid-mission, butt heads with each other, and their loyalty can actually shift based on your moral compass. Each one of them apparently has a personal ideology, by the way, that ties into the main story. Think
oh boy.
Mass Effect style loyalty missions mixed with Fallout banter. Early reviewers are saying the companions feel less like walking skill buffs and more like genuine partners in the story, which is a big step up. And by the way, companions are optional. You don't have to recruit them, and you
I can't wait to see how that's a lie, by the way. And there's the open worldness, 10 out of 10. Oh, jeez. I cannot express how bad I think this truly all, by the way, is. How absolutely monumentally disappointing this is gonna get. Is this gonna be a Starfield level disaster? I hope so. I hope so, because I'm completely jaded. There's no way this succeeds, okay? Anyway, that was a Extra Life, 10 out of 10. Bye!